E3 still rages. We are in the middle of the madness here at the Microsoft booth. It's the last day of the show. We're wrapping things up, but I couldn't leave without addressing this year's Summer of Arcade. They're doing that promotional thing like they did last year. 5 really excellent-looking XBLA games. They got them all here in the booth, so let's take a look at them. The first one is Limbo, which was a finalist for the IGF Awards a few months ago. I played some of this game then. Freaking amazing. Just incredible art style that you can see, but also the way the physics in the background interact with your character, the way you can pull things around. A lot of objects behave in ways you wouldn't expect. Just really, really interesting looking and playing game. I cannot wait to see more of that. Other games in the lineup, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, which is basically Tomb Raider meets Diablo. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but it's basically just sort of a classic looking overhead shooter / beat 'em up. It's got 2-player co-op. I think there's loot. I would hope there's loot anyway, but yeah, that game looks really promising. It looks like an interesting direction for the Tomb Raider franchise. Right next to that, we got Monday Night Combat, which looks freaking awesome, but I haven't seen a whole lot of it, so I'm going to speak to this gentleman right here who's working on the game. You want to tell us a little more about Monday Night Combat?
Sure. Monday Night Combat is what we call a team sport shooter. It's got a single-player co-op, 4-player co-op, and multiplayer. What we're seeing here is multiplayer on screen. Nice. It's a 6-on-6 combat, so it's 6 different classes. The whole theme of the world is sort of a game show sport. So there's sponsors and money and mascots and pit girls and all sorts of stuff.
Is this a blood sport? Or are people getting ripped apart in this thing, or is it more family friendly?
It's family friendly. Yeah. All the 6 characters are clones, so that when they die, they kind of respawn.
Okay.
What's interesting about it is it's not a typical shooter because in this mode, each team there's 6 human characters. You also have an army of robots on your side, and they push the lanes, those little hologram lanes, to the enemy's base, and they take the shields down on the money ball. It's a big glowing thing. When the shields are down, you can go and destroy it. So it's an objective-based thing.
So I'm sensing maybe a little bit of a Dota influence here.
Yes, yes, there's some of that.
Dude, that's awesome. I am sold. Sign me up.
So I work at Uber Entertainment, so a lot of us worked on real-time strategy games and some other types of games. So we wanted to bring a strategic element to a shooter that's different than most shooters.
Sure. So it seems like Microsoft hasn't detailed the Summer of Arcades too much yet, but do you have a date and pricing for this one yet?
I think they're going to reveal that in a couple weeks. We are in Summer Arcade, which starts in July. It'll be 1,200 points.
Okay.
So there's a lot of value for XBLA type game. The single player game is more of a tower defense type mode.
Okay.
You have one money ball and you defend it against armies of robots, and you have different turrets you can build. Okay. You can also use that money to upgrade your characters in game as well.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks for the info. Appreciate it. All right. Well, let's walk around back here and see. There's a couple more games in the Summer of Arcade, and we will check them out right now. As soon as we're done gawking at these people in fish bowls playing Connect here. All right, so over here we have got Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Hydro Thunder, obviously the sort of classic Midway boat racing game series. It looks like a pretty solid update of that franchise. Hydro Thunder hasn't been around in a while, so nice to see that coming back. Water physics and stuff are always cool. And lastly, probably the biggest surprise and the most awesome thing in the Summer of Arcade, a brand new 2D Castlevania game in the style of Symphony of the Night. It's called Harmony of Despair. Koji Igarashi, the head Castlevania guy who did all those 2D games, is designing this. So the pedigree is there. You can see Alucard, original sprite. This looks awesome. It's got 6-player co-op. There's 6 different characters you can play. Full-on castle, huge map. Totally in the vein of Symphony of the Night. I can't believe they're doing this. I can't believe it took them this long to do it, but this is freaking awesome. This is coming out. So that's what the Summer of Arcade's looking like this year. I guess it sounds like talking to the Monday Night Combat guy that is starting in July. So we'll wait to hear more from Microsoft, but this looks like a pretty solid lineup.